right here today. Now I'm going to introduce the stage party, and what I'll start with is please hold your applause until we have all of their names have been called. Please, stage party, when your name is called, please stand. The Chair of the Board of Trustees, Ms. Deborah Wetland. Our distinguished alum, Sheriff Alan Thompson, wearing the doctorate gown today. Our business faculty member and the recipient of the Faculty Member of the Year at Sheridan College, Ms. Jill McGraw. Secretary of the Board of Trustees, Norlene Healy. Trustee Aaron Kilbride. Trustee Robert Leibrick. Trustee Tracy Swanson. The Johnson County Advisory Board Chair, Ms. Cindy Kramers. A member of the Wyoming Community College Commission, Commissioner Greg Blickery. The Vice President of Academic Affairs and our Provost, Dr. Estella Castillo Garrison. Craig Acord, our Vice President of Administrative Services and Chief Financial Officer. The Vice President of Student Affairs and the Executive Director of the Sheridan College Foundation, Ms. Jen Krause. The Vice President of Gillette College, Ms. Janelle Oberlander. Associate Vice President for Strategic Communications and Public Relations, Ms. Wendy Smith. These folks are here today. They take great responsibility, and let's show them a little bit of love for their work in getting you here. Good job. Good job. There are others, many, many others. So again, please hold your applause until we're done recognizing them. This fabulous ceremony is running like clockwork because we have a commencement team. We have a facilities team. We have staff and faculty and others that have participated today, a faculty member singing us the national anthem, staff announcing your names, staff coordinating all of us so we know what to do. Let's show them some love as well. Thank you so much. And now it's my great pleasure to introduce to you the student who has been the recipient of the President's Award, Eric Amadison, from Lagos, Nigeria. Eric is yes. And there he is. Come on up here, Eric. Eric is graduating with his Associate of Fine Arts in Music and Certificate of Completion in Music Technology. Eric went online to find colleges in the United States. Come right on up here. We'll get a good look at you. Way to go, man. Thank you. Yeah. All right. It's not the first time we've met. Eric went online to find colleges in the United States that offer a great education at an affordable price. Through this internet search, it brought him to Sheridan College. While attending Sheridan College, Eric has been a member of TRIO and works in the TRIO office. He has worked for the Sheridan College Facilities Department in the summer months, the Housing Department, and also the Whitney Center for the Arts during the academic year. Eric has also been very involved in the music department, partaking in the Sheridan College Jazz Ensemble, Sheridan College Jazz Tet, Sheridan College Symphony Band, and Sheridan College Concert Brass Ensemble. He was also one of our drummers who was leading the procession today. Adjectives from that his nominators used to describe him include smart, joyful, trustworthy, dedicated, motivated, helpful, creative, driven, passionate, enthusiastic, humble, positive, cooperative, and genuine. And I certainly agree with all of those adjectives. Upon his graduation from Sheridan College, he will be transferring to Colorado Christian University to continue his studies in music. Congratulations, Eric. The hometown that Eric is from in Nigeria, Lagos, 13 million people. He comes to Sheridan and rocks it. This man is not one in a million, he's one in 13 million. Please welcome Eric Amadison.
Thank you very much. I really don't know where to start from. I'm just so overwhelmed with, the support from you guys. I know, like, my parents are back home, they're really happy, and this day is a dreadful day for everyone. I'm going to start first by thanking all the Board of Trustees, academic staffs and non-academic staffs, as well as faculty members. I want also fail to recognize the services that was given by me by the TRIO service under the directives of Mr. Joseph Aguirre. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. More so, I would like you guys, as I mentioned their names, I would like you guys to help me celebrate them. The music faculty members, starting from Mr. Jacob Eshman. I would also like to recognize Dr. Sonny, in charge of the choir. I won't fail to recognize the Bergmans, Richard Bergmans and Mark Bergman. I would like to also recognize my direct advisor and counselor in the person of Dr. Chris Erickson. Lastly, I'm going to recognize someone who has been like a father figure for me all through my 2 years in Sheridan College. That's the person of Eric Richards. Thank you so much. A wise man once said that to accomplish greatness, you don't only dream, you have to plan. In as much as you are planning, you also have to believe that, whatever you're planning for is going to come to pass. I'm also graduating as you guys are graduating. All I'm just going to say is that we should keep focusing and believing in our dreams, and they're actually going to play into reality. Thank you.
Oh, Eric. Let me follow instructions from staff. Eric's gift is on the table in the gift bag. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you, Eric. I'm reminded as we move on to our next award, and I will always say this, that the power of such awards is in their representative nature, and that truly the person who has earned the distinguished award is excellent in their own right. But the power of that award is that it represents the excellence in all of our students, in all of our majors. Same thing is true for our Alumni Award. While this year's recipient is truly distinguished, the award recognizes the strong tradition at Sheridan College of high level of education and alumni going out into the world, changing the world for a better. So today, we're going to recognize this year's Distinguished Alumni winner, Sheriff Alan Thompson. Sheriff, why don't you stand up for just a second there, get a good look at you. Come on, right up there. You may have met Sheriff Alan Thompson or some of his deputies, but that will be for another ceremony. Sheriff, I have. Very nice, very well-trained individuals. Good job. Sheriff Thompson has dedicated his life to serving his country and his community with professionalism and excellence. A veteran of the United States Army and the Montana and Wyoming National Guards, Mr. Thompson enrolled at Sheridan College in the Police Science program. He earned his Associate of Applied Science degree in Police Science and an Associate of Arts degree in General Studies, and achieved graduating with high honors. He was involved in the campus community, all while serving in the Wyoming National Guard, earning national, not state, national Soldier of the Year in 1994. In 1998, Mr. Thompson was hired by the Sheridan Police Department and attended the Wyoming State Law Enforcement Academy, where he graduated with honors, earning the Academic Excellence Award. Then in 2006, he joined the Sheridan County Sheriff's Office and worked his way up through the ranks to lieutenant. In 2016, he was named undersheriff, and the acting sheriff retired a year later and then the County Commission appointed Mr. Thompson to fill his term. He successfully ran for the office of sheriff in 2018. Sheriff Thompson has assisted the Sheridan College's Criminal Justice Program as a guest lecturer and serves on the Criminal Justice Advisory Board at the college. He has hired Sheridan College students in part-time positions while they are working on their degree requirements. We are proud to honor Sheriff Alan Thompson as our 2021 Distinguished Alumni. Congratulations, Alan. Special shout out to our alumni committee of the foundation for helping us find such fabulous distinguished alums. Now it's time for our commencement speaker, and you're in for a real treat. This year has been a year of challenges, and we all have persevered. And today we're going to hear a story about perseverance through extreme challenges as you commence and begin the rest of your life. So our commencement speaker this year is Ms. Jen Krause, our very own Vice President of Student Affairs and Executive Director of the Sheridan College Foundation. Jen joined Sheridan College in the summer of 2016 as the Sheridan College Foundation's Executive Director. 4 years later, in addition to her foundation responsibilities, I appointed her as Vice President of Student Affairs, serving students throughout the Northern Wyoming Community College District. Jen's dedication to helping others was sparked after a serious car accident when she was 16 years old. She dedicated herself and decided to pursue a bachelor's degree in social work from Colorado State University and became a medical social worker working with others who also had disabilities, had lived with disabilities. Soon after, she received her master's degree in business administration from the University of Phoenix with an emphasis in healthcare management. Jen worked in a hospital setting for 16 years, with 8 of those years as a hospital chief executive officer. During that time, she led the top performing hospital in her company, which was also ranked in the top 1% nationally. Jen is even a published author. She now utilizes her not-for-profit experience and leadership skills throughout our district and all of our campuses, focusing on enhancing student success and supporting employee development. She is truly an inspiration to many and certainly an inspiration to me. Let's welcome Ms. Jen Krause.
Greetings, Dr. Tribely, NWCCD, trustees, cabinet members, faculty, staff, and last but not least, greetings to you students and graduates. I consider this a great honor of speaking with you today. At the same time, I also see it as a great responsibility. Ideally, I want to tell you something that you would remember, at least for a little while. How would I do this? I decided the best way to do it would be in a gift. This gift is not something that you would keep in your pocket or hold in your hand, but hopefully in your heart for years to come. Today, my gift to all of you is my personal survival story, one that I keep deep in my heart that I would like to share with you. My survival story starts when I was 5 years old on my first day of kindergarten. I have always been a social butterfly, and I had been looking forward to this day. But when I walked across the playground, I was so excited to see so many kids and make several new friends. In that moment, I remember a very sweet smell in the air. I went up to one of the little girls that was next to me, and I asked her, "What's that smell?" She smiled and she explained to me that in the basement of the school, they served breakfast. She said, "That smell is blueberry muffins." Believe it or not, I had never had a blueberry muffin before, and I couldn't wait to have one. But as I walked down the cafeteria, I was stopped by an older lady that asked me for my ticket. And I said, "I'm sorry, I don't have a ticket." She went down a long list of names, and she informed me that I had a pink ticket, which meant I could only have lunch at the school. She informed me and instructed me that I needed to go back up the stairs and wait outside till it was time for class. As I turned around to go out those doors, there was another little boy behind me, and he began to mock me, and he called me one of the poor kids. As I went out those doors, I went to the back of the school, and I began to cry. I said, "Why am I a poor kid? Actually, what does poor even mean?" Then I began to realize that poor meant riding in my dad's truck that didn't have much of a heater, sleeping in a living room with my siblings just to stay warm in winter nights, hauling our own drinking water, and now not having a blueberry muffin just like all the other kids. I realized what poor meant, and yes, I was poor. But I've always had a little bit of an inner fire in me, and I did exactly in that moment what my mom had always taught me to do. I began to pray. I prayed that someday I'd have as many blueberry muffins that I wanted, that someday I wouldn't be poor anymore. I decided I was not going to let that little boy see me cry, and as soon as that bell rang, I wiped my tears and I marched right into that school. But unfortunately, on June 12th, 1994, my life would change forever, and my inner fire would begin to dwindle. At that time, I was 16 years old, and I was a waitress at a local restaurant. I was running late for work that day, which I usually did, and I was driving way too fast on a gravel road. Within moments, I found myself in a fishtail that I couldn't control, and I hit a guardrail head on. I was not wearing my seatbelt, so the impact of the crash flung open my car doors and ejected me out of my car. I was found by a local state patrolman 10 feet away from my car in the middle of a hayfield. I was then sent flight for life to the closest trauma hospital, which was located in Colorado Springs, Colorado. When I arrived, I was alive, but not breathing on my own. My parents would wait in anticipation as the doctor finally came in to speak with them. During this time, he escorted them to a small room where my x-rays would be hanging. He explained to them that I had crushed my rib cage, which went into my lungs, filling them with blood and fluid. He then went on to show the x-rays that were hanging on the wall and showed that I had broke my back and my neck, and several of those vertebrae that went into my spinal cord. The doctor then explained to my parents that he didn't think I was going to survive this accident, and even if I did, I would never walk again. For several weeks, I was placed in a large ICU room where I would remain on life support and in and out of consciousness. After 2 weeks of hospitalizations, the lead physician recommended to my parents that they stop the life support, but they refused. Little did they know, I could hear this entire conversation. Again, that inner fire began to burn deep within inside of me. I was 16 years old, and I was not ready to die. After lots of prayer and determination, my lungs suddenly began to remarkably heal on their own, and my life support was eventually removed. I had survived, and it was nothing short of a miracle. But unfortunately, that time of hope and excitement would be short-lived, as I would remain in the hospital for 6 more months, recovering from my injuries and learning how to live my life in a wheelchair. I turned 17 years old at that time, and for a 17-year-old, this was a horrible reality. I will never forget looking at myself in a wheelchair for the first time. I felt so ugly and so embarrassed. So many things ran through my mind. I will never dance. I will never get married. How could I ever work? How could I even drive? As the days went on, things became even harder. It took me 30 minutes just to get my jeans on. Getting in and out of bed was so hard, and just pushing what seemed to be a huge wheelchair was exhausting. I soon slipped into a deep depression. And I found myself praying that God would take my life instead of save it. It was truly one of the darkest times I had ever experienced. But one evening, I would meet a nurse that would help me come out of this horrible darkness. Her name was Jennifer, and she was fresh out of nursing school, just like many of you, and I was one of her first patients on one of her first night shifts. Jennifer quickly began to realize that I would cry myself to sleep at night and that I was struggling. She began to spend time with me on her breaks and would visit me on her days off. Jennifer was 22 and I was 17, so we were close in age, and I found her very easy to talk to. She provided me in that moment a sense of feeling normal, which I greatly needed. I then began to realize that this amazing nurse did not know the person that I was before, the person who couldn't walk, the person who could walk. She only knew me now, the person that couldn't walk, and she didn't care. I then decided I was grieving my old self for too long, and it was time to move on. With Jennifer's help, and of course of my loving family and friends, I slowly began to pull back that inner fire that was deep down inside of me that I had when I was 5 years old. I then decided I was going to move on with my life, and that God had saved me for a reason, and I was ready to find out exactly what that was. I then decided then and there that I was moving on. After 4.5 months of being in the hospital, I was discharged in October, and I graduated from high school in May. I am proud to say that 4 years later, I was the first person in my family to graduate from college. And there I was, just like all of you are here today, not walking, but rolling across my commencement stage, excited to see what life was going to bring me as my new degree in social work. After a summer internship at St. Mary Corwin Hospital in Pueblo, Colorado, I was hired as a medical social worker. And here I was. This was my moment. I was driving myself to my first day of work. It was amazing. There I was in my own apartment. It didn't take me 30 minutes to get my pants on anymore, and I was making $12 an hour. Wow, it was an exciting time. As I drove up to the hospital that day, I parked in the employee parking lot that was located right next to the hospital cafeteria. I didn't think much of it, but when I opened the car door, I was stopped right in my tracks as I smelled the most amazing smell of blueberry muffins. I honestly didn't know if to laugh or cry. I instantly flashed back to when I was 5 years old and the prayer that I prayed that someday I would have as many blueberry muffins as I wanted. That smell was proof to me that God had heard my prayers from so many years ago, and it was such a confirmation that I was exactly where I needed to be during a time that I needed to be there. Friends, throughout my life, God has placed me right where I needed to be, again, in a time that I needed to be there, which has led me here, sitting right here in front of you, sharing my survival story. Just a little side note, I do dance, and I am married to an amazing man, and I have a 7-year-old son that are sitting just right up there. As I begin to place a bow on this gift to you today, I challenge you to find your inner fire when things get tough. And believe me, they will. But when those storms come, remember to pull out this gift from deep within your heart and simply read the note attached that says, "If Jen can do it, so can I." Congratulations, and God bless you all.
Wow. Thank you, Jen. If today teaches us anything, it should teach us to take whatever gifts you have and share them with the world. Let's thank Jen Krause again for being so brave. Okay, graduates, this is our charge to you. As soon as I find it. Seriously. I charge to you that this commencement is only the beginning of your lifelong adventures and challenges that will continue to help you grow in your endeavors. Indeed, the word means commence, to begin. It's not an ending. And now, as you embark on the next stage of your journey, we charge you, the graduates of Sheridan College, to always remember the core values of our college district: integrity, respect, excellence, and learning. Seek to have the integrity to be honest in all that you do. Please show respect for one another. It's probably the single thing we need in this nation today, is to respect each other for who we are and our differing views, to try to find consensus for the good of the whole. Please find respect for others in our community, certainly in our nation, and all of humankind. Strive for excellence in life, dream great dreams of tomorrow, but contribute concretely to solving the problems of today. Use and share your talents to build a better world. Continue your education and never stop learning. And now we're about ready to enter a very important part of your ceremony today. And it's for all of you that are joining us today to see your fabulous graduate. We're kind of locking in right now. We're locked in. And these graduates are not being given anything. They have earned their college degree and/or certificates. The folks in the back have designed curricula to ensure that these students have the right things to learn and that they learn them. So our next part of our ceremony, in a minute, I'm going to introduce our top academic administrator, the provost of this college, and she's going to ensure to all of us on the stage that the faculty say they're ready to go. So it is with great pleasure that I introduce our Vice President of Academic Affairs and our Provost, Dr. Estela Castillo-Garrison.
President Tribally, through the time, hard work, and perseverance of our faculty, these graduates have gained their knowledge, skills, and abilities in accordance with the requirements for their respective degrees and certificates. It is my honor to recognize the hard work these students have completed to meet and/or exceed the requirements for each of their educational goals. Their journey to this point has come with an individual cost. Through persistence, hard work, and determination, each has completed this important milestone. At this time, will the candidates please rise as your degree is called? President Tribally, I present to you the candidates for Associate of Arts. Please stand. Associate of Fine Arts. Associate of Science. Associate Degree in Nursing. Associate of Applied Science. And Certificate of Completion. President Tribally, based on the recommendation of our faculty, these candidates have met all the requirements for their respective certificates and degrees. Therefore, I take great pleasure in presenting them to you so you may confer upon their degrees.
Thank you, Dr. Garrison. Ms. Wetland, Chair of the Northern Wyoming Community College District Board of Trustees and member of the board, upon the recommendation of the faculty and the Vice President of Academic Affairs, Dr. Estella Castillo Garrison, these students are now candidates for the degrees and certificates being presented today. Please confer their degrees.
What a privilege. Based on the recommendation of the President of the Northern Wyoming Community College District, and by the authority vested in me by the State of Wyoming and the Northern Community College Board of Trustees, I hereby confer on you the degrees of Associate of Arts, Associate of Fine Arts, Associate of Science, Associate Degree in Nursing, Associate of Applied Science, and Certificate of Completion, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities to which you are entitled. Congratulations, graduates.
Graduates, please come forward as directed. Cade Schultz, Associate of Fine Arts, Music, Certificate of Completion, Music Technology.
Go ahead, Ben. DJ Powers goes up.
Sophia Conklin, Associate of Fine Arts, Music, and Associate of Fine Arts. Devin Wicks, Associate of Fine Arts in Art, also graduating from the TRIO program. Sierra Roberts, Associate of Fine Arts in Art. Taylor Christensen, Associate of Fine Arts and member of SAP. Mercy Duval, Associate of Fine Arts in Art, also graduating from the TRIO program. Isaac Grimes, Associate of Fine Arts Music, Certificate of Completion Music Technology, also graduating from the TRIO program.
Try to slow down for a second. Slow down.
Erica Modison, Associate of Fine Arts, Music and a Certificate of Completion Music Technology.
No card there.
Catriona Jones, Associate of Arts General Studies, also graduating from the TRIO program.
Hold on a second. Who wants to come across as you just finishing up?
Madison Stroshine, Associate of Arts Human Services. Kayla Sutton, Associate of Arts Theater and Dance, Associate of Science General Studies. Lana Houston, Associate of Arts Psychology. Skylar Strofe, Associate of Arts Psychology. Charlie Russian, Associate of Arts Human Services, Certificate of Completion Addictions Practitioner. April Root, Associate of Arts Psychology, Associate of Science Health Science, and graduating from the TRIO program. Dakota Buman, Associate of Arts History, also graduating from the TRIO program. Jackson Eccles, Associate of Arts Psychology, Associate of Science Criminal Justice, member PTK, SAP, also graduating from the TRIO program. Amanda Niverson, Associate of Arts, Human Services, Certificate of Completion, Addictions Practitioner. Heidi Weaver, Associate of Arts, Psychology, Associate of Arts, Human Services, Associate of Arts, Social Science, Certificate of Completion, Addictions Practitioner, Certificate of Completion, Human Services, member SAP. Nathan Petzold, Associate of Science, Engineering. Aiden Rausch, Associate of Science, Engineering. Theron Kalasinski, Associate of Science, Agriculture Business. Associate of Science, Mathematics, Associate of Science, Engineering, member SAP. Cole Shepherdson, Associate of Science, Mathematics, Associate of Science, Engineering. Carlos Hernandez, Associate of Science, General Science, Associate of Science, Biology, Associates of Science, Pre-Professional, also graduating from the TRIO program. Tyler Trentacosti, Associate of Science in Mathematics. Delaney Neves, Associate of Science, Physical Education, also graduating from the TRIO program. Becky Reardon, Associate of Science, Athletic Training, member PTK. Kylie Christofferson, Associate of Science, General Studies. Kelsey Crane, Associate of Science, Animal Science, Associate of Science, Range Management. Casey Pryor, Associate of Science, General Studies. Mary Nicholson, Associate of Science, General Studies. Tess McEachern, Associate of Science, Business. Eric Trueblood, Associate of Science, Exercise Science, veteran of both the United States Marine Corps and the United States Army with multiple deployments. Kirsten Bartlett, Associate of Science, General Studies. Emily King, Associate of Science, Exercise Science. Michael Henson, Associate of Science, Business, Certificate of Completion, Business. Matthew Skurlak, Associate of Science, Business, Certificate of Completion, Business. Is it Zainab? Zainab Al-Dalimi, Associate of Science, Animal Science. Dallas McWhorter, Associate of Science, Agricultural Business, also graduating from the TRIO program. Mark Largent, Associate of Science, Rangeland Management. Tia Cranston, Associate of Science, Range Management, Associate of Science, Agricultural Business, Associate of Science, Animal Science. Lauren Anderson, Associate of Science, Animal Science, Associate of Science, Pre-Professional, member PTK, SAP, also graduating from the TRIO program. Daniel Yoakum, Associate of Science, Agricultural Business, member of PTK, also graduating from the TRIO program, veteran of the United States Air Force with 2 deployments. Cassandra Geldy, Associate of Science, General Studies. Nicholas Exon, Associate of Science in Business. Madison Herman, Associate of Science, Health Science. Haley Nye, Associate of Science, Criminal Justice. Aiden Timberman, Associate of Science, Criminal Justice, member SAP. Laramie Holst, Associate of Science, Criminal Justice. Mackenzie Anderson, Associate of Science, Criminal Justice. Madeline Hutchison, Associate of Science, Secondary Education. Mariah Miller, Associate of Science, Elementary Education. Nadine Ortiz, Associate of Science, Elementary Education. Sarah Bakochi, Associate of Science, Biology, Associate of Science, Horticulture Science, also graduating from the TRIO program. Hunter Wallers, Associate of Science, Secondary Education, veteran of the United States Army. Tori Took, Associate of Science, General Studies. Maria Rodriguez, Associate of Science, Health Science. Samantha Waring, Associate of Science, Business, Certificate of Completion, Business, also graduating from the TRIO program. Wyatt Boyd, Associate of Science, General Studies. Carter Wells, Associate of Science, Business. Tristan Bauer, Associate of Science, Business, Certificate of Completion, Business. Tanner Hansen, Associate of Science, Range Management.
Green-Elsh.
William Greenelsh, Associate of Science, Business. Camille Turley, Associate of Science, Health Science, also graduating from the TRIO program. Jessica Ketchum, Associate of Science, Health Science. Katie Tomlinson, Associate of Science, General Studies. Next, we have our Associate Degree in Nursing. Hannah Adrians, Associate Degree in Nursing, Certificate of Completion, Practical Nursing.
And then the same thing for Caitlin Borman.
Caitlin Borman, Associate Degree in Nursing, Certificate of Completion in Practical Nursing. Molly Kayola, Associate Degree in Nursing, Certificate of Completion, Practical Nursing. JC Todd, Associate of Degree in Nursing, Certificate of Completion, Practical Nursing. Sydney Predrazik, Associate Degree in Nursing, Certificate of Completion, Practical Nursing. Sandy Fitzpatrick, Associate Degree in Nursing, Certificate Completion in Practical Nursing. Katie Maron, Associate Degree in Nursing and Certificate of Completion in Practical Nursing. Jewel Haynes, Associate Degree in Nursing, Associate of Science, Health Science, and Certificate of Completion, Practical Nursing. Maria Castor, Associate Degree in Nursing, Certificate of Completion, Practical Nursing, member of PTK, also graduating from the TRIO program. Taryn Redinger, Associate of Degree Nursing, Certificate of Completion, Practical Nursing. Taylor Hodge, Associate Degree in Nursing, Certificate of Completion, Practical Nursing. Kendall Kirkham, Associate Degree in Nursing, Associate of Science, Health Science, Certificate of Completion, Practical Nursing. Italia Vilhauer, Associate Degree in Nursing. Brianne Hansen, Associate Degree in Nursing. Catherine Cavill, Associate of Science, Agricultural Business. Courtney Feehan, Associate of Science, Health Science. Hannah Morneau, Associate of Science, Horticulture Science. Elsa Fries, Associate of Science, Biology.
Hold on, they got stuck on a picture for a sec.
Next, we have our Associate of Applied Science degrees. Addison Schindler, Associate of Applied Science, Dental Hygiene. I have to just interrupt here. The dental hygiene students rock their cap decorations. That's all I'm going to say. Riley Stroh, Associate of Applied Science, Dental Hygiene, Associate of Science, Health Science. Natalie Wisnot, Associate of Applied Science, Dental Hygiene. Riley Corbridge, Associate of Applied Science, Dental Hygiene. Quentin Evenson, Associate of Applied Science, Dental Hygiene, Associate of Science, Health Science. Sierra Peterson, Associate of Applied Science, Dental Hygiene, Associate of Science, General Studies, also graduating from the TRIO program. Jessica Bonefield, Associate of Applied Science, Dental Hygiene. Rachel Lovejoy, Associate of Applied Science, Dental Hygiene. Kylie Kistler, Associate of Applied Science, Dental Hygiene. Bailey Bice, Associate of Applied Science, Dental Hygiene, Associate of Science, Health Science, also graduating from the TRIO program. Farah Garman, Associate of Applied Science, Health and Dental Hygiene. Bailey Hassler, Associate of Applied Science, Dental Hygiene, also graduating from the TRIO program. Carson Hallwell, Bachelor's of Applied Science, Dental Hygiene, also graduating from the TRIO program. Rosa Aguilar Morales, Associate of Applied Science Dental Hygiene, member of PTK, also graduating from the TRIO program.
Ich schließe die Associate und Kiera.
Kiera Myron, Associate of Applied Science Dental Hygiene. Bridget Schumacher, Associate of Applied Science Dental Hygiene, Associate of Science General Studies, member of SAP. Kelsey Brower, Associate of Applied Science Dental Hygiene, also graduating from the TRIO program. Kimberly Elmore, Associate of Applied Science Dental Hygiene, member of PTK, SAP, and graduating from the TRIO program. Noelle Miranda, Associate of Applied Science, Culinary Arts. Tommy Bargerstock, Associate of Applied Science, Culinary Arts, veteran of the United States Marine Corps for 15 years with multiple deployments. Megan Nelson, Associate of Applied Science, Culinary Arts. Ingrid Bailey, Associate of Applied Science, Culinary Arts, Associate of Applied Science, Hospitality Management, and Certificate of Completion, Arts Administration. Vanessa Splatzdesser, Associate of Applied Science, Hospitality Management, Certificate of Completion, Hospitality Management, graduating from the TRIO program. Nicholas Larson, Associate of Applied Science, Welding. We are now in our Associate of Applied Science in our Career Tech, Certificate of Completion, Machine Tool Technology. Ricky Wright, Associate of Applied Science, Hospitality Management, Associate of Applied Science, Culinary Arts, Certificate of Completion, Hospitality Management, graduating from the TRIO program. Bo Thompson, Associate of Applied Science, Culinary Arts, Certificate of Completion, Culinary Arts. Levi Lamb, Associate of Applied Science, Diesel Technology, Certificate of Completion, Diesel Technology. Colton Watson, Associate of Applied Science, Diesel Technology, Certificate of Completion, Diesel Technology, member PTK and SAP. Cassius Giacometto, Associate of Applied Science, Diesel Technology, Certificate of Completion, Diesel Technology, graduating from the TRIO program. Woo! Jaron Walk, Associate of Applied Science, Diesel Technology, Certificate of Completion, Diesel Technology. Benjamin Gustafson, Associate of Applied Science, Diesel Technology, Certificate of Completion, Diesel Technology. Ruben Cerna, Associate of Applied Science, Diesel Technology, Certificate of Completion, Diesel Technology, veteran United States Marine Corps with multiple deployments. Tristan Clark, Associate of Applied Science, Welding. Pacey Grover, Associate of Applied Science, Welding. Anthony Klusner, Associate of Applied Science, Welding, graduate of the TRIO program. Bryden Bowman, Associate of Applied Science in Welding. Tawny Browning, Associate of Applied Science, Machine Tool Technology. Bradley Bowder, Associate of Applied Science, Machine Tool Technology. Proud Chair of the Board and mom, Taylor Wentland, Associate of Applied Science, Machine Tool Technology.
Big old kiss.
Aaron Baker, Associate of Applied Science, Cybersecurity, Certificate of Completion, Cybersecurity. Jaron Beckman, Associate of Applied Science, Construction Technology, graduating from the TRIO program. Strand Smith, Associate of Applied Science, Agriculture. Rhonda Wilkerson, Associate of Applied Science, Massage Therapy. Whatever. Riley Hoff, Associate of Applied Science, Industrial Technology. And now we have our Certificate of Completion. Blaine Miranda, Certificate of Completion, Construction Technology, also graduating from the TRIO program. Thomas Hernandez, Certificate of Completion, Construction Technology. Tazare Smith, Certificate of Completion, Practical Nursing, Associate of Science, Health Science. Alexis Wassinger, Certificate of Completion, Diesel Technology. Ryan Forrest, Certificate of Completion, Welding. James Granum, Certificate of Completion, Welding. Philip Fouquet, Certificate of Completion, Music Technology. Bailey Smith, Certificate of Completion, Machine Tool Technology. Joshua Vroman, Certificate of Completion, Welding. Riley Ware, Certificate of Completion, Welding Technology. Ian Nemec, Certificate of Completion, Welding. Owen Nelson, Certificate of Completion, Machine Tool Technology, Associates of Applied Science, Welding. Linda Osoria, Associate of Arts, Human Services, Certificate of Completion, Addictions Practitioner, graduating from the TRIO program. Before I welcome our VP back to the stage, I've been waiting all day to say this. So to quote the immortal Elle Woods, we did it! Please welcome back Vice President of Student Affairs, Jen Krause.
Graduates, this is your moment. Please join me as we turn your tassels to the left. As your success today, come on crowd, give it up for